Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. We've got Kitty with the first, Empowered Elk with the third, Speedy Shade J with second. We've got Birdie. We've got all of our lovely lurkers. Welcome in, everybody. It is time for session 20. 20 long sessions we've been doing this. That would be each session's 2 hours. We've been at this for 40 hours now across several months. And we are now on our way to try and prove that Asterion is innocent, or potentially punch him in the face if he continues to stare at my wife for too long. So anyway, I'm gonna hop into to VC with the DM, and looks like Saren and Elias are there. So we're gonna hop in there with them. Let Crimson do the recap, and we'll get started.
Hey.
Hello.
It's really funny because my older brother, is working through Attack on Titan now after having refused to watch it for 10 years. He was like one of those people that's like, it's popular, so I don't want to watch it.
Wow.
That's my girlfriend. That's why she doesn't like Lion King.
That's why she doesn't
The
like the
Lion King?
Because it was so popular.
Oh, she doesn't like because it was popular. I mean, it just ripped off Shakespeare.
She said,
so.
well, that's what she said. She's like, if you want to watch it, that's what she said. She's like, if you want the real story, go read Hamlet.
Yeah.
Oh my
she's
gosh.
So right for that. She's so right for that.
That's
less
so
furries
funny.
and lion roars.
Unironically, like one of the coolest teachers I've ever had in anything.
Hold
was
on,
an
I'll
English
fix it.
Teacher who did his dissertation. Not in his dissertation. He did like a huge
Any way to get
project
a
in
little
Wolverine
louder,
on-
Sren?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm having a problem that sucks. Is I think either the power supply, like cable, or the power supply on my actual interface is slowly dying.
Oh.
So currently, I'm slowly over time, as this problem progresses, having to give myself more and more gain.
Oh no.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah, because I also had a similar
I-
comment in my stream.
Yeah.
I see. How did I think didn't Kitty have like surgery or something done last weekend?
That's no, that is next month. The
That is
21st.
next month, okay.
Or well, technically this month now. So the 21st of this month.
Okay.
Shed shot.
Also, will she be joining us today?
Yes, she will be here in just a few minutes.
Also,
Cool.
Elias, you need to watch Legend of Galactic Heroes. I suspect you are. Are you a history guy?
I am, and so is she.
You both need to watch Legend of Galactic Heroes. There is no English dub. You're probably gonna have to find a fan sub at this point because the only company that had ever licensed it ever no longer offers it. It is a like 120 episode OVA.
Bruh.
It is rated in the top 10 all animes of all time on my anime list by votes. It is literally perfect writing.
Elias, I sent you a stream together invite.
Oh, okay.
Whoever's talking about it, that was me.
Yeah, I've got you turned up to 200% in Discord.
Yeah. And I'm maxed out on my gain. Right now I am. I just turned it all the way up.
Yeah, mine, for whatever reason, my gain is also turned all the way up.
I wonder-
and
Yeah. Do you use a condenser?
no.
You use a dynamic?
Yeah.
What interface?
The Scarlet Focusrite.
Ah, the same idea.
Solo, duo.
This one's a solo. I have a duo in my booth.
Okay.
But I also have a problem with this interface sometimes where and you guys have heard it from time to time where like all of a sudden my voice will go very robotic and crunchy and I have to unplug the interface and replug it back up for it to fix itself.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Weird.
Weird.
No, shush.
Weird. Oh yes, like cool whip.
The Cool Whip. Brian, are we trash?
Brian.
Brian.
Brian. Brian. I
Brian.
wish I could do a Stewie. I wish I could do a Stewie.
Brian.
Brian.
Oh. Nothing ever gave me more whiplash, Elias, than hearing you do your Jar Jar Binks impression on stream once. It was legit like a different person.
Good to know. I appreciate it.
That's crazy. I
And
need to hear it now.
That's kind of like what my girlfriend was dying laughing when we were playing It Takes Two and I did Doofenshmirtz.
You can do Doofenshmirtz too?
Yes.
I too can do a Doofenshmirtz. I need to hear your Doofenshmirtz.
I actually once upon a time I did the platypus controlling me song and I put it on TikTok when I had one and I did the
That's
TikTok 'cause of
incredible.
communism. Yes.
I love that. I love that so much. Yeah, I used to have a redeem on my channel that was me doing a Doofenshmirtz impression.
We're talking about we're like comparing impressions like it's the business card scene from American Psycho. Very Doofenshmirtz, very impressive.
Oh yeah.
Let's see all the Doofenshmirtz impression.
All right. I probably cannot do him. No worries, Speedy.
All right.
Go ahead and
I
hit us with the recap, I guess. Is Celeste and
so-
Hero going to be here?
So for Hero, I do not know. Also to let Kitty know, I received a DM from Amelia Celeste saying that she will no longer be a part of this campaign.
Oh.
Ah.
Yes. She stated that. I mean, she thought the campaign would be much shorter, and it's not going to be much shorter. I like long-form
Yeah.
storytelling, so she dipped. She's no longer part of this campaign.
Okay.
So, with that being said, instead of Amelia trying to resolve resolve what happened the previous day, back at the castle, there will be a note left for all of you to read when you come back, and she will be gone.
Got it.
So, with that being said, it will
It was the
be the
alcohol.
5 of you.
Mm.
It will be the 5 of you. That and also, in light of said news, I'd like to ask you guys: would you still wish to remain a group of 5, or potentially look for another member of the party? Because I mean, my very first campaign, I made it with 4 people to level 7. So I mean,
I've run campaigns with 2 people.
I mean, that's up to you, because like I've like if Kitty also wants another female, I might be able to convince my girlfriend to join us. She just knows nothing about D&D. That's the thing. She actually won't even watch.
Hey, we can- this isn't a Destiny 2 LFG group that gets salty whenever you join the raid and not know anything. We will help.
What do you mean you haven't run this
Yeah.
raid 500 times before?
What do you mean you don't know about 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th edition and all the unabridged
mean?
versions?
What do you mean you don't? What do you mean you aren't using Graviton Lance? What are you? I
What do you
remember
mean
those
you don't have
days.
this exotic? How could you not have this random drop exotic?
Yeah, I remember those days. Destiny 2 is salty. Anywho, let's get back
Still
to the
is.
recap here.
Yep.
Yes, still is. It is a dumpster fire. Anywho, the recap. Yes. And we are. Let me actually use my cell phone for this. Be much easier, I think. Instead of trying to read it on my computer and do all this all at once. So, multi screens. And it's faster too. All right, so.
Wait, you have more screens now? How?
Session Session the 19th, Wormrock Prison Blues. A new day dawns as the merciful misfits awoke to an enchanting room of breakfast cookery. Derringer, with the help of Ted, made a fine breakfast for the lot, and came to find out, had already served Emilia, as she had gotten up before the rest of the group to pray and meditate on what she had gone through in the past day. Wishing to respect her time alone, and also finding out the old priest that was found asleep at their doorstep yesterday was still sawing logs, the party told Derringer where they were headed off and went off to gather Phineas. Right inside the doors of the Smiling Boar Inn were Phineas and his legal aide Miyaka, both sitting at the front counter, seemingly waiting for the group to arrive. Upon gathering together, they all immediately departed for a location the party had become very well accustomed with, Wormrock Fortress. Inside its confines, the bunch found the doorway leading into the prison lobby. And right inside, a scene unfolded. A changeling woman stood before the front counter, desperately wanting to get inside to give her husband a gift from home. Let's see.
Celeste is no longer
The man at the desk questioned her, jabbing away with question after question, till he sent his friend, a stout dwarf with a tabard with the flaming fist emblem eloquently stitched on the front. He waved a hand over the gift in her hand, causing the illusion to dispel, revealing a morning star underneath. She tried all she could to explain herself away, and her attempted persuasion fell on deaf ears. Two burly guards in full plate armor picked her up and carted her off behind a set of double doors. It was then Caldez, recognizing the background of the woman carried away, he made a snide remark, causing Agnar to have his turn, smacking him on the back of the noggin with radiant efficiency. Fate, wanting to add on to the pain just because, tried to take her own swipe, but was caught off guard by the dwarf raising his voice at them. The man behind the desk told them to cease their tomfoolery, or they would be arrested for brawling. And with that, the dwarf walked over to the dazed wizard, laying some healing hands on him to relieve the pain. The group was then called up next, allowing Phineas to stop cringing off to the side and get them in the door. Their efforts, however, would be hindered at the drop of Asterian's name. Immediately, the desk clerk called on the remaining guards in the room to surround the bunch and summon his own of truth. The clerk revealed his name to be Thaddeus, asked them if they felt any ill will towards the city in the first question, to which all but Aldian gave an affirmative yes. After getting clarification, he joined the chorus to pass the first question, and to which he nodded over to his dwarven friend, who was examining the signed paperwork Phineas received in the Smiling Boar Inn yesterday. The second question, all were asked if they had any ill towards Asterian, and to be truthful as to who they were, or why they were there. All affirmed they had never even laid eyes on him, and were not akin to the ranting and raving hordes of marching about the streets. It was then one of the guards' eyes and sword lit up as the third question was more so a command. The papers were confirmed to be legitimate in light of the other signed documents by Duchess Portier. He asked them to turn over all their weapons and magical focuses on their persons, to which they did, a few of which did so begrudgingly. It was then they were directed to follow the man Fate had dubbed Master Corporal Flayer Slayer, named after finding out that he slew five mind flayers and somehow survived. The group was led past the duo of guards. Hey, now, when you have as many people die in the city as they did in the events of at the end of Baldur's Gate 3 and the city get destroyed, there's a lot that has to be sorted out before somebody getting a promotion. But anywho, the group was led past the duo of guards who had escorted the gift-giving changeling to be held down below her time in court. Be held below until her time in court, and over to a massive lift with several levers and chains. As the lift began to descend to what they discovered was the lowest of the levels, Corporal Flayer Slayer began to tell them about what the expectations were when they arrived. They could not talk to or interact with any of the other prisoners other than the one they came to visit. All prison bars were inscribed with runes to shock anyone trying to make contact with them, making escape even harder, and the entire bottom level, with the hardiest of criminals, could be dropped into the Underdark at any moment if a riot breaks out. Near the bottom of the lift, Hello, Kitty, welcome. Near the bottom of the lift, a great chill descends over the group, Aldian and Agnar's teeth, causing Aldian and Agnar's teeth to chatter and speech to follow suit. Yes, until both adjusted to the cold. They were also informed of the walls of the prison complex were inscribed with various runes from top to bottom, but two learned this fact the hard way. Down a flight of stairs, they met another burly guard in head-to-toe plate armor, who let them in only after seeing the token the corporal had on his person. They were introduced to a series of hallways and doors, and also guarded by men in similar wares. And all were instructed to see the warden, who is down a smaller hall to the south. Follow the path until they reached a dead end, where a door waited for them at the end, and upon knocking on it, received a very welcoming voice inviting them in, also known as Morgan Freeman. Anywho, before them sat Warden Sturges and his friendly dog, of whom fate immediately made everyone aware of. They were introduced to him one by one, but as before, anything else could be Before anything else could be stated, let me reword that. Fate began playing 20 questions with the warden about his dog, to which he obliged, given the dog's reaction to her at first and the fact she didn't cast speak with animals. Becoming more agitated than anything else, Phineas interrupted the two as he felt they had addressed the dog in the room enough and wanted to get to the point. They were there to see Asterion and had the paperwork to show for it. Upon review, the warden then called for an unseen person in the next room to retrieve his records and hand them over to him. It was then he pulled the document out of his desk and abruptly signed it, telling Phineas to do the same. This would release any means for the city to represent Asterion and instead give all rights to his defense attorney, or rather, new defense attorney. From behind a door became another well-armed guard, with a leather binder in hand, almost knocking Agnar into the wall. The warden takes it in hand and stamps it with the wax seal, showing everything inside is property of the city and that it was being temporarily granted to him for the case. He also told him after Asterion approved him as his lawyer, he would have a week and a half before the trial is due, which will play a part in this session today. Before the warden handed it off, he made a statement to the effect that Asterion had an open and closed case. The prosecution would be a force to be reckoned with, and mostly because Phineas would recognize him as his arch-rival in the legal world, Merrick Hedgelow, accompanied by his apprentice Thesla von Reinhardt. He was also referred to his title as the People's Champion by the warden of some case he took in Neverwinter, where he lost his mentor, causing Miyaka to react to the mere mention. Solemnly, he is the first to lead the group out of the room and back to where the Corporal Slayer stood at the ready to let them into the maximum security wing. Upon opening the doors, they expected to hear the average rabble of inmates and guards alike, but what they found instead was quite enchanting and peaceful. Following the enchanting bard song, the party arrived at a cell, arranged with lavish furniture set inside, similarly arranged to a room fit for a small-time noble. On a leather love seat sat a blue-hued tiefling woman, singing the most elegant of notes, and lost in song. Across from her sat a handsome figure of an elven man, tall, pale, slim, and with an angular face. The song was stopped in mid-stride when Phineas cleared his throat, clearing the air of the harmony before them. He first asked why they were there. Asterion first asked why they were there alongside the guards standing by at the desk with a floating quill and journal beside him. The two vehemently disagreed, and so Alvira, as it was made aware of her name to the rest of the group, was told to leave Asterion's cell, seeing these people were his visitors. The guard waving his amulet over the door to deactivate the wards and let her out. After she had left, Phineas told Asterion there to be his legal aid. The prisoner then ran over to Derek, the guard, and laughed in his face. He tried to get back at Asterion in some way and shape, but it fell flat as he followed Phineas to hand over the paperwork to the giddy man as he heartily signed away. It was then the guard told him he couldn't stand directly by since it was not befit of Baldurian legal code, or to leave the autoquill still operating. So with the wave of an amulet from him and a turn of his heel, he left the bunch to speak with the man of the hour. At first chance, his voice carried as he ranted about waiting for legal representation to arrive. After all, he had used his own money to print and send out flyers to call those in the legal profession to his aid all over the Sword Coast. Recomposing himself for a moment, he takes the time to look over the group once again and ask who they all are, taking an extra minute to look Fade over and abruptly stopping after seeing the ring on her hand and Albion's squinting eyes meeting his own. One by one, all greet themselves. The party telling of their guild name, and also the party telling of their guild name. Elias then begs the question why they should be helping him in the first place, to which Gavitas remembers Gale speaking of him being a hero of Baldur's Gate.
Who's Elias?
Fate then... How this? Brain fart. Anywho, Fate then chimes in to ask Asterion why he is behind bars, being someone of such reputation. Phineas then adds on, asking for his client to give them his testimony, to which he obliges. Gavitas beforehand tried to cast Detect Good and Evil as a means to further see who this man was, or maybe to see through his intent, but it fell short as the wards also stopped his attempt at casting anything. Asterion begins by stating that he helped save the city alongside Gale and several others behind a prominent figure, previously mentioned before by the name of Yair, the paladin who is known as the Hero of the Gate. After saving the city from certain destruction, he decided to stay in the gate, whereas everyone else went their own way. After one final hurrah, he was approached by the Archduke himself, Ulder Ravengard, to help him in rebuilding the city. After all, he was a hero. He was placed in a position as a key advisor in the rebuilding of the city, mainly routing any criminal and cultist elements who might seek to corral the people into stopping the monumental effort and wreaking havoc. One by one, he used his connections to rout the remnants of Shar's followers, Baal's cultists, Nine Fingers' criminal organization, and that of the legendary Zentarim. For several months, the city experienced peace like it never had before, and to celebrate rebuilding half the damage done, they held a gala for most of those in charge of rebuilding the city and the upper city. Nobility alike were there, such as Duke Spelthane, Duke Silvershield, Durham, and Duchess Portier, all of whom he gave his opinions on, and two of which he had distaste of. Duke Durham was simply not fond of him, but Portier was another matter altogether, being called a stalker of sorts, and the one who provided all the pleasant amenities he enjoyed in his cell. That night, he became bored with all but one person there, a woman with the most enchanting voice and giggle. He recalled slightly about her face, more so about her figure, and the drink she had in hand. One he would soon regret. The rest of the evening was a haze, a blur of running around lavish hallways, stopping in a room all to themselves, and the overwhelming feeling of elatedness entering his mind as he looked into the night sky. The next memories he had in between blacking out was riding on a cart but guided by a horse, but not remembering who at all was at the helm. His last memory before his imprisonment was him waking up in the same attire he had worn to the ball, and with a decent-sized spot of blood on his shirt. He tried to remove the stain at first, but before he could get too carried away, in came investigator Hentertoth. Several flaming fists, Ulder Ravengard, and the High Marshal of the Fists himself, all there to arrest Asterion for means he did not find out until later. Asterion gave his case to his attorney and the party at large. Is what he said the truth, or simply a means to obfuscate the truth? Will Amelia join the rest of the... Well, sorry, that's not going to happen. And what of the old priest who came to seek... what came of the priest who came to seek... Or came to keep to seek Agnar. I'm sorry, get my tongue twisted here. We can only find out in this session, and this is where we are. Asterion just gave his entire testimony, everything that he knew, or that he can recall from that night, that led to him being in this cell. So what questions do you guys have in mind?
First of all, let me say I'm sorry I was running a little bit behind. I was trying to get here as quick as I could, but I was in the middle of trying to organize a bunch of stuff, so I lost track of time. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We all know that IC was the one that told you to get up to that task, and it's all his fault.
Yeah.
Pretty much, actually.
For once, I'm gonna agree with Caldez.
Wow! That was so rude!
You know what? I remember we had talked... Whose party was it, again?
It was a party that was organized by Ulder Ravengard for all of those who had put in the effort to rebuild the city. The Archduke of the city.
And just so that I'm understanding properly, Asterion was given a drink at some point?
Correct. He was given a drink at some point by a very, very, as he put it, alluring woman.
Okay.
Well, that's immediately suspicious.
That's a huge red flag.
Yeah, dude. Why would a luring woman go after Asterion?
Women aren't real.
Yeah, we're just bird drones for the government.
Dude, women aren't real, but I wish they were. Yeah, birds aren't real either. They're all CIA agents and drones.
Yeah. I guess the question that I would
Why
ask
do you think
Astarion.
Fate came up and talked with you at the the table at the school?
Yeah, right. The most gorgeous
got
woman
the
I'd ever
dossier
seen.
that day. She got the dossier that day.
Listen, I'm I'm not actually here. I'm still blacked out. So
I actually recorded, or recruited you for the Air Force.
yeah. That's what it was. She's a psyop. That's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nobody say a specific word.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna ask Astarion. Can you give us any sort of details or anything memorable about the woman who slipped you your drink?
Immediately, you see Astarion kind of squint his eyes as he takes one of his hands and just like cups his chin as he's looking at a spot on the ceiling and trying to pick his own brain for a moment. So, first and foremost, I have to say, first and foremost, oh, goodness me. What I remember most about her is not exactly her face. I was sorry, but I'm a very visual person, and I was looking at her dress.
One particular
Yes.
spot of her dress.
What color
Well,
was
where
it?
her dress wasn't, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What
dress
color was her dress?
The dress was... It was green, with golden accents, white frills. It was... I don't... listen, I'm fashion savvy myself, for me, but not for women's clothing. I'm not that kind
Listen,
of guy.
I was just asking because you said you were looking at it for so long, so I figured surely you'd be able to tell me, about it.
But I do... No, hold on.
We get it. She was a well-endowed woman. Can you tell us anything else?
I did remember looking up at her face. And I don't understand it, but literally to an absolute singular space and letter, she's the exact kind of woman that I would dream to be with.
Oh, cool. We're dealing with like a succubus or something.
Yeah.
Vampire.
Well,
Ship changer.
Or we're doing the Dune
mean-
thing, yeah.
to be honest, if it was a succubus, I wouldn't be standing here, I don't think.
Then
Why not?
You got a
I
point.
mean,
He's
he
got a
actually
point.
has
He's
a
got
point with that one, I guess.
Then here's my question. Who would exactly know your type?
Well, I mean, talk does go around. First, it would have to emanate from Wormrock, and then everywhere else, but that's a bunch of people. I'm around Flaming Fists every single part of the day, and of course, old Ravengard himself, Councillor Floric. You immediately see him lifting his hand and start, counting off each and every one of his digits. Let's see, Duke Spellthane visits every now and again.
Okay,
Duchess
outside of
Katia,
political
Describe
enemies.
who. I'm asking who you described your favorite or your most desirable, air quotes, woman to. Who specifically have you mentioned those words to?
Well, I mean, practically every one of those people that I listed off, minus Duke Durham, and that eliminates him.
All right.
You know, he despises me.
Let's try a different topic then. Outside of political opponents or political competition, who would want to see you dead?
You want me to use my hands to count again?
Most of the women whose dresses he'd admired,
Let's
I'd
see.
imagine.
Let's start first and foremost. Of course, well, certain events that transpired that I'm not at liberty to describe.
Hello, Nurse Firewife. Welcome in.
Long before any of this happened.
Tell my brother that I
mind
also
you,
say hello. Kitty
I
also
may
says
have
hi.
made some enemies with people on the street over my long lifespan. But also, or rather, mostly, I would mostly say the criminal organizations that I tried to oust from the city. I don't know if we entirely ousted all of them from the city. I know the Zentarum are a little bit of a sturdy bunch. I know that for a fact. We encountered plenty of them on the road. Here. And they've survived as long as they have. So that's one. Maybe a bunch of angry Ballists and Sharans? Could be another group. Also, those I've made not exactly the closest of relationships with, such as Duke Durham. He obviously despises me. Also, the fact that I'm being accused of murdering his son and daughter. Well, kidnapping his daughter, but murdering his son. But yes, who's keeping track?
Sorry to interrupt you, but let's try a different tack then, since I mean it's a similar vein of questioning, but instead of asking ourselves like, you know, who your enemies are, since, you know, I mean, we've all made enemies, you know, that's fine, not judging here, but who would benefit the most from your current predicament if you were to be found guilty?
An individual or organization? You need to be specific.
Either. I mean, if there's an organization that would benefit, then we can maybe get to the bottom of that. If there's a specific individual, even better. That narrows it down a bit for us.
I mean, you could see him kind of just like he takes a couple steps back away from the cells and or from the cell door, and then he turns back around and he says, "I've literally told you, everyone that wants me dead. Every one of them. So it's hard to pick out who would do it, because they would all want me dead."
Ravengard put the party together, right? His name is Ravengard, the man who
Yes.
the party was.
Wait. Which party? Oh yeah, Older Ravengard.
The party
He
was
put the
at.
party together. Yes.
His name is Ravengard.
It was Older. It was Older Raven. It was the Archduke of Baldur's Gate.
Okay. Well, do you have issues with Ravengard then?
Asterion looks a little bit puzzled as he looks over it. He says, "No, he was the one that chose me to be his advisor, to clean up the city in the first place. That man, let me tell you something. If you could choose anyone to try and find dirt on and not find anything, Older Ravengard would be the man. I mean, after all, he is cleaner. He is cleaner than, well, cleaner than a paladin's purse."
Well,
I look at
Then that-
Sandbine, and it's quite filled with gold, actually.
then that's the perfect person to set somebody else to be their fall
Well-
guy so that they don't have to deal with any sort of blood on their hands. So Asterion, you
Not-
may have been set up.
I mean, it does.
It's possible.
When you put it that way, it's very convenient. I mean, he was one of the people that burst into the room the very next morning.
Well, what? So instead of seeing, if we're going to follow that line of thinking, instead of trying to figure out who would want Asterion gone, why would Ravengard want that man's son murdered and the daughter missing? Because that would be the motive
point-
then, and simply Asterion is a tool to accomplish the end.
Indeed. And as far as I could tell, Older Ravengard likes to keep friends with every one of the dukes and duchesses.
Well,
In-
you know what they say, keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
I still don't see a reason why he would have to kill anyone. But my other question is, why is the lawyer not asking these questions? I thought we were just supposed to be guards.
Because we're asking.
And you see Phineas, he is furiously scribbling notes down on a piece of paper. And as he looks up the rest of the group, he's like, "These are good questions." I mean, I thought about these questions myself, but I mean, those are some pretty good questions. You know what? Here's another good question myself for Asterion. Can you tell me, who all was at the party that night? You said that all of those who were responsible in rebuilding the city. That should mean everybody, right? Because from what I can discern about what happened to Baldur's Gate, the whole city was affected. The upper city, the lower city, no part of the city was unaffected by it. Every part of the city was set on fire.
Is now being introduced.
And then not only
Whoa.
that, if it was a, I guess, exclusive party,
Yeah.
how was the guest list decided? Who put the guest list together? Who could have?
Mm.
So if everyone's
Well-
invited, that's one thing. But if it's a more limited invitation, then at the very least we could figure out who invited who had plus
So-
ones.
Interestingly enough, honestly, I got it. I was like, yes. Oh, goodness, sorry. I had to sneeze. Anyway,
Bless you.
Asterion would then, thank you. Asterion would then look over at you and he'd say, well, you're looking at one of the two people responsible. Since my position involved security, I would recognize names of people who would want me dead. That and also the High Flame himself, the Marshal. He was also
You were
involved.
security, huh? Well, you clearly did a bang-up job.
I mean, we can't account for everything. I mean, he did post at every single entrance. He made sure that the windows were heavily secured. For one thing, heavily locked down. Number two, Duke Spellthane, the one who helped create the secure wards that now line every last wall of this city, was the one who secured the wards on every single window on the premises. And nobody reported of anybody getting through a window on the premises. So
be
everything
a
was
front door
secured
affair.
in that manner. Yes.
They had
They
to
had to have
somebody
gotten to the
invited.
front door. And very blatantly, too.
OOC question: I always forget. Are changelings common knowledge in the Forgotten Realms, or at least how you're in your world?
They're considered to be common. I mean, like, it's one of the races that you could pick when you created your characters and whatnot. So they're common, not too common, but they are known.
Oh yeah, they got added in Xanathars, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Last time
they
I
do
played
exist in the realm.
Forgotten Realms, we didn't. Xanathars
So,
wasn't
Mr.
out yet.
Security Man, do you have a guest log?
And Asterion says, he opens both of his hands and he looks out at you and says, do I look like I have a piece of paper in my hand? Or in my cell? I don't have anything in here!
Yes, but your partner
this-
said.
You would have had to have made a list at some point. So there must be some sort of physical thing because it had to have been given to people checking people at the door.
That physical list should still be in the Marshal's hand. Or in his possession somewhere.
Does the marshal have any reason to get rid of you?
No! As a matter of the fact, he would want to keep me in! I was one of the people that helped him the most when the city was giving him all sorts of havoc for the destruction, not deploying enough fists here, not deploying enough fists there, not taking care of the criminals here. I helped undercut the crime in the city. I
And you
helped
don't
him
think he
meet
would be
this marshal.
jealous of your efficiency? Essentially,
No.
being worried that you've shown him up?
He was welcome. He told me himself that I was a blessing.
You cut out.
And
You
he
cut
can't,
out.
But
Last thing we heard
He
was
said-
he told him yourself. He told you yourself that, and then you cut out.
he told me himself that I was a blessing sent from on high, even though I don't really prescribe to that myself. He said that I was a blessing sent from on high, and we worked together in everything that we did. We were a team. He never took credit for anything that I did. I never took credit for anything that he did. He is one of the most humble people. I mean, that's why Older Ravengard picked him in the first place to replace the previous idiot.
Who was this previous idiot you speak of?
As you look on Asteriad's face, you kind of see a little bit of an awkward expression. He said, "Well, I mean, we kind of killed him."
Oh.
I see. Carry on.
I mean, I think that excludes him from the suspect list here.
No, but well, yes, but would he not have any sort of allies or anything that would want to avenge him?
Potentially, but I'm going to imagine they're probably included in this other extensive list of enemies he has already talked about.
Yes.
Correct? Yeah, and I look over at Asterion.
Correct.
Asking for confirmation.
It's correct.
Where can we
The
find this
previous. Well, he would be up in. Well, usually his quarters are up in the higher part of Wormrock Fortress, but in order to have a show, for one thing, of confidence amongst the people of the city, he's been patrolling the city on the regular. So you'll find him somewhere about the city. You'll have to ask some of the guards. Maybe they know.
He doesn't have
Specifically
a
more of the
particular
higher
route.
ranking. No, not really. He changes his route every single day to make sure that he sees as much of the city as possible. The man barely sleeps. That's what surprised me. He told me after I started helping, after we started helping rebuild the city essentially, that I helped inspire him and give him energy. The man barely rests at all. I don't understand how he has so much energy.
Maybe he's a vampire.
Aldian, actually, everybody make an insight check.
I was also going to ask, oh great. My insight is worse than in real life.
Yeah, it's a nope.
I was gonna ask Asterion,
I got this
like,
one
if
tagged,
anyone,
so I better do well. Dang it.
if anyone has been particularly like trying to be particularly helpful to him, like other than us, like before or as this is happening, if anyone's like made an attempt to be particularly helpful to him or tried to get close to him,
Everyone tried
out
to
of the
come-
regular.
Everyone who tried to come
Hold on a
visit him
second.
basically ended up dead or missing in terms of lawyers.
Okay, so let's see. Would
Dang, I have a
be- let me
negative
look at
one
everybody's
in-
I mean, like
rolls.
before he was arrested.
Oh,
for this.
yeah.
like before. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Was anyone
me-
like? Did anything strike him as unusual? Like anyone strike him as unusually like helpful or anything that anyone that was trying to like seem like they were trying to get close to him before
Probably
this
this woman.
started?
I'm going to roll an insight check
Yeah.
on Agnar's behalf, so that was
what
Agnar's
you're
roll right
saying, though.
there.
Yay, Agnar.
So yeah, none of you passed.
Oh darn.
Wow,
So
rude.
you see, so yeah,
Good question
so
though.
the mention of that, Asterion immediately turns to you. What was your question again? Who's trying to get close to him before all this?
Yes,
Yeah,
was
fake.
anyone before or like during this whole thing, but especially before leading up to this, did anyone strike you as being like particularly helpful or trying to get close to you in any way that seemed like at all odd to you?
Asterion scratches his chin as he looks to the rest of the group and he says, well, I mean, Duke Silvershield was one person that was on board with my idea, which, by the way, the woman that you saw in here just previously, Alvira, she's our envoy to Eltergard. I made her the envoy to Eltergard, of course, with the Archduke's permission. I felt she was the best person. She inspired her people. So why not? And
Is
Well,
that the same
Duke
lady from the
Silvershield.
party?
no. Asterion say, no, that is not.
Oh, I
She
was just
wasn't at
asking
the
you.
party.
Sorry, I'm trying. I lost all my notes from our past bits, so I'm trying to like frantically write everything down again. Like, who's Duke Silvershield again, if you don't mind?
Duke Silvershield is over the financial aspects of the city. He's the one who overlooks the merchants' guilds and all the individual merchants and companies that seek to operate and enterprises that seek to operate within Baldur's Gate. He handles a lot of money. So, I approached him to help with El Torel and help with its rebuilding since we were well and on our way, and of course he was very much so inclined, seeing that there would be economic incentive. With a rebuilt El Torel, there would be much trade between us. So he was highly on board with that. Of course, Duke Spelthane, a newly selected Duke, was brought forth into the fold. He was brought forth into the fold mainly because of his specialty of rebuilding the city. More importantly, heavily warding the city against any massive attacks from the outside. He came from Candlekeep. He's actually sent to us by an interesting fellow, Elminster.
Sorry, sent by who?
Elminster.
I'm so sorry. Can you spell that?
Vetus looks visibly
ELM.
confused by this revelation.
Minster.
ELM. What?
So,
He's typing it.
Keldes is gonna.
Okay, thank
There
you.
it is.
Sorry about that.
Keldes
Oh,
is going to ask. You said he came from Candlekeep, right?
Oh, yes, correct.
And what was
do
the
I know
other
who...
Duke named Duke spell what?
Duke Spelthane.
Thane?
Thane, like Thane.
Okay, yep. Got it. Thank you.
And now do I recognize that name from Candlekeep as I was working there?
You would recognize him to a degree. If you were to roll a history check, you could roll with advantage.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, with
19.
the 19.
Nice advantage.
The 19, you would remember Duke Spelthane, a squat dwarf wearing all sorts of ornate robes. He was happy, just happy-go-lucky type, just peaceful. He was very knowledgeable in runes and wards, and specifically how to create, how to build them, to the point where he was the individual who restructured the wards on the entirety of Candlekeep itself, protecting the entirety of the library citadel from outside forces.
Okay. And this Elminster also was from Candlekeep. Is that what I also heard?
Candlekeep. Well, he's definitely more than just from Candlekeep.
Oh, I was asking you. Sorry, DM.
Oh, so yeah, he's more than just from Candlekeep. You would recognize him, whereas other people have to receive permission to enter within Candlekeep and become a member or an avowed in order to move in and outside specific parts of Candlekeep.
Yeah.
This man can go and come as he pleased. He was a man who had saved the realm several times over before you were even a twinkle in your father's eye.
Okay.
Well, before your
Gotcha.
grandfather was a twinkle.
Yeah.
So
This guy's old.
So let me ask you this: is Elminster and Duke Spelthane? Do you think that they're involved in any way? If you could put any thought on this.
You see Asterion look at Caldes and he holds both of his hands out. It's like, are you serious? Did you come in drugged? Did you come in drunk? Do you even know who the bloody...
Look, we're trying
Elminster's
to
the
help you.
hero of
Let's
the
not
valley.
insult the only people that are still alive and willing to help you.
Caldes is gonna sigh. I used to work at Candlekeep. I know the two of them. That's why I was asking if you, for some reason, thought that they would have any reason to hate you in any way or have any involvement in this.
No. After all, Elminster was the one who sent Duke Spelthane here in order to help rebuild the city, and specifically to build the wards around the outside of it, even creating a system that functioned to help the Flaming Fists travel around the city faster.
Here's my question. What do those wards 100%, what do they fully do? I understand the ones that work in the Candlekeep, but are they any different on the walls?
The wards on the city are similar to the ones on Candlekeep. The wards, from what I can understand, help prevent any incursions from any other plane of existence but here, for one. Number two, if any entity seeks to teleport within the city, they have to have authorization. In other words, they have to have a token in order to travel within the city, which he says, he pats himself down. Oh, I don't have it. It's in my personal belongings, but I have one myself.
So, then that is 100%, that is 100%, proof, though, that whoever did this was in the building and they were not able to teleport in. If that's the case.
Will the
True.
token only work for the person that's assigned to, or could you
Correct.
theoretically? Okay, then yes,
It is
I would
assigned
agree
to-
with that.
It is assigned to a person. There is an actual binding that happens. Not to the point where if the person were to lose the token, they would die. No. It's linked... I don't know how he
Attunement.
described it. Yes, an attunement of sorts. I guess.
I understand.
I don't know that terminology.
You're fine. I'm pretty sure that we should probably get to see this, log of all the guests, I think would be one of the next steps. And especially if we could bring it back here, and if you could point out any names that you would believe might have had anything to do with it / and/or you not like. Unless you can name the entire guest list off the top of your head.
You see Asterion kind of just... It kind of makes this awkward face where he looks at you, and he looks around at the rest of the group and says, I don't have that kind of memory. The only kind of photographic memory that I have is, oh, look at that pretty sunset. Oh, look at that wonderful painting. Oh, look at that lovely lady's...
Dress.
Phineas interrupts Asterion. So, I'm sure we could deliberate more on these questions as I maybe interview you at some point in time. We definitely need to get more of this information down. I need to go over this information myself, all this evidence.
I think we need the guest list as well.
That's definitely important. And actually, yeah, I think I could get it.
If you can get it, then that would be greatly helpful, because then we could bring it back here and talk to Asterion about it.
I don't know if you guys would be able to get it because you're just helping me out, but
I was fixing to
would.
say, we're
As
here as
legal
bodyguards.
representative.
We're not supposed to be investigators.
We're not licensed. We're not
Yeah.
licensed, all right, guys. Wait. Do we need a license to investigate in Baldur's Gate? Is there like a PI license we need?
You don't
There's
need
no
a
law
license.
against,
Phineas,
there's no law against
Phineas
conjecture,
would,
though, as far as I know.
Mm.
So if we just
Phineas
happen to
would,
figure something out,
Phineas pointing to his shirt, he would point out this silver lapel that is on his shirt that appears to be the emblem of a flaming fist. And he said, this emblem right here is what they gave me before they had me stay at the Smiling Board. I told them who I was. They immediately gave me this pendant and told me that I would need it. For recognition, of course, amongst Flaming Fists and also, of course, amongst other members of the justice system here.
I'm surprised
typically-
I don't have that as a guard of Candlekeep.
Typically, that's what they
Candlekeep's
do
a bit
for...
of a-
That's what I've seen of other legal systems. Like in Neverwinter, they had something similar, except it was the crest of the city that they put as a lapel on my shirt, and so on and so forth. But that's just to help, give recognition. I have a silver pendant. Meanwhile, my my opposite, polar opposite, has a bronze pendant.
Sucks
So.
to be him, I guess.
Maybe.
So who's got the gold?
You'd
pendant?
expect a rival to have gold, you know.
Mhm.
All right, I
This
don't
isn't
know.
Gary
maybe
from frickin' Come on.
He's got 10 out of 8 badges.
Hey Ash, look what I got here.
I choose you, legal.
She just died recently, the voice actress for Gary. I think it was just like a month
yeah.
or something.
Aw.
Hey,
Actually, it was a he, but yeah, because
Yeah, it was
the
a
guy who
dude.
voiced the original Professor Oak voiced
Yep.
Gary also.
You're right. My bad.
I was thinking,
Isn't that wild?
thinking
You
of
And
voice your own
James Andy
grandfather.
Alf, I think. Yeah,
That's
and
right, it was-
James
I gotta
Andy
run-
Alf.
I gotta run to the restroom real quick. Be right back.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I can talk about this. You guys ever watch? Go back and watch early Pokemon. How
Of
James just
course,
has a
I watched
different.
it
He just has a totally different way he talks. In like
Yeah.
the first 10
Yeah.
episodes.
But I think they kept it fairly.
It's the same
decent.
actor. It's the same actor, but he's just doing a different bit. It
Voice.
seems
Yeah.
like.
No one's carried me since my mama.
Let's
send these
whining women back to the Dark Ages where
Yeah,
Wow.
We had the episode on VHS, the one where they go back to his mansion,
yeah.
and Jezebel, his arranged marriage that looks just like Jesse.
Yeah. There's
What
a
a
there's
great
a
show.
there's an epilogue comic where it shows Jesse and James married and having children.
Yeah, but also you got to remember the manga. Is it like a American comic or is it based on the manga?
It's not based on the manga, I don't think, but it is an American
couldn't be
comic.
because it would be
I think it's a fan
James.
thing, but
It's probably a fan thing.
I have questions about the game real quick. Like because I lost all my notes and I've been so just kind of in and out of it with my health and everything. Can somebody give me like a quick rundown of like exactly what's going on again?
What we're doing? All right. So
Yeah.
Asterion is being framed for a murder and a kidnapping. Phineas is one of the guys that we saved. The lawyer is one of the guys we saved in the mines,
Mm-hmm.
like
I was not
6
there.
months ago. You were not. You actually no. You were there in the mines. We
Yeah,
also saved you.
I was in the
But we saved
mine.
him first. He
no,
was
Elias
before.
was saying he hadn't arrived yet, but he had. It was
Yes,
it was
Yeah.
we had also saved Elias.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's up?
Oh, we're just
We're
giving
explaining some things
Kitty a
to-
quick rundown.
Yeah, because like I said, I lost all my notes, and I know there was like a couple sessions that I missed, and I think it was mainly to like pertaining to what we're doing right now. So I'm trying
Yep.
desperately to like play catch up real quick.
Basically, just as a quick rundown, we're
I mean,
bodyguarding
I will-
Phineas, and we're trying to help him
Yes.
be able
Prove
to
that
represent
Asterion is
Asterion and
innocent.
hopefully be able
Yes.
to prove his innocence.
Okay, and he
I will
like
say
definitely
this.
is innocent. He didn't kill the dude because I.
Oh no, did he?
We don't know.
Okay.
He
You
can't
don't
even.
know.
He can't even truly say he didn't. He blacked out.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, thank
That's
you.
the problem. He can't even give
So-
reliable testimony to his own whereabouts.
That's
So
what I
also-
thought. Because I was like, I know we didn't prove it. So okay, thank you.
I
What if
will-
the Green Goblin mask took him over?
We all have our parts to play.
Out am I?
Now
I will
choose,
say this,
hero.
for this quest, you guys, I will say this. I will throw your
Yo, welcome in audio.
It will be very important to take notes.
Okay.
Yes.
And we don't, just to clarify, like, we don't know the name of the lady, and she was the only one that was suspicious. And for what exactly? What did she do? What was the.
She slipped something into his drink or gave him something that caused him to have almost a like case of like blacking in and out of consciousness.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. I need to write that down. Mystery Lady Roofies, Asterion.
Why do they call it roofies if they put you on the floor?
They should call them Flories.
That didn't go through, but that was funny.
Yeah, it went through on my stream. That's what's important.
Yeah, shoutouts to what is it? The Hangover 1.
Yeah, the first Hangover movie.
All right, so Asterion, I'm probably going to come back for more questions at some point in time, but okay, I've got this right here. You see him opening. You see Phineas opening up the leather binder, and as he does, he's flipping through all these documents in his own his two hands, and he says, "Okay, so right here I have a certificate of death for the person that died at the scene.
Oh.
I have a, let's see, of course I have Asterion's information right here, your case file telling me height, hair, blood type, all this other kinds of stuff. Let's see what else do I have here.
Lots?
Thus far I don't see
Blood
the list.
lots.
Yeah.
Thus,
Other
yeah,
people.
thus far I don't see a list of people, but I do, however, of course, I have Asterion's written testimony right here. Okay. Also have some caricatures? Asterion, what are these? As he says, he pulls out a couple of what appears to be drawings of various rooms, and Asterion squints through the bars at the paper, and he goes, "Oh, those look like drawings of a room somewhere, and an outline of a person. Oh, that's probably the scene of the crime."
Oh
I
my
don't
gosh.
know why is it like when you hesitated there, I thought you were gonna say orangutans instead of the room. Like just the way it started, I was like, what?
There's a drawings of
Orangutans.
This is
orangutans.
getting wild.
That's-
What orangutans?
Orangutans.
That's some
Smashing.
druid thinking right there.
Right? I'm like, I can
Of course,
question the
immediately,
monkeys.
of course, immediately thinking of fauna and flora.
Ooh, that's a good
Correct.
question. What if there were animals
She-
at the
she
scene of
walks
the
in-
crime?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
What if there
Were there any,
we're gonna
did the mystery lady have a puppy or something, like a purse puppy?
interrogate
only-
every
the only
rat in the
animals-
castle?
The only animals that were there were the party animals, and of course the fine specimen that
Aw.
I met that night, that dealt with
She
me
was an
so
animal?
viciously. No, it's a descriptor,
We get it.
not in actuality.
Okay, well then
Because
what,
in all
what
of
need-
my lifespan, it's never happened to me.
Never had before, I swear.
Yeah, right. All right, so then where is the first place that we need to go then?
We need to probably get the guest list.
Yeah, obtain
Oh,
the
we-
list.
We should
Well, we
also
have to
figure
have
out
a
who was at the
Phineas.
door.
But Phineas said
obtain
that he
it.
was going to get it.
Yeah,
So
Phineas,
where do we need to go?
Phineas, can you
Right,
also...
but we're supposed to guard him, so we need to go
Yeah,
with
we'll
him
go
to
with
go
him.
get it, correct?
I
Yes.
suppose.
So,
Phineas, we also should probably figure out who was actually at the door, checking who was coming in.
Yeah, I would
Oh,
like.
those people would be on the list. So there were two separate lists. There was a list of all who was on duty that night of the Flaming Fists. The marshal should definitely have that. As for the guest list, it should be somewhere in his storage. I'm not entirely sure.
Getting information
Barely
out of
keep
you
up
is
with
like
stuff.
pulling teeth.
The yeah, pulling fangs. So
We don't know he's a vampire though.
what is there?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, we
Yeah, our
don't?
characters don't know
No,
that
we
this is a
don't.
vampire.
Oh, never mind them. Okay.
I know, I keep doing the
so
same thing.
the marshal is the like would he have been like head of security for that night?
And Asterion says, yes. It was
Okay,
also one of the people that would technically be head of security because I had to verify a bunch of names myself.
Well, we definitely need to talk to the other guy that would be head of security, because like he dropped the ball if random women can just walk in and drug people. So
And Phineas,
like,
I don't know. It
that's
sounds like
kinda on
it's-
y'all a little bit.
If Asterian's anything to go by, he might not have even checked to see what her face looked like. Just let her in.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're not gonna be able to.
Yeah,
like,
she
well,
probably
can you
probably
give
wore
us a description of this lady.
she probably
please?
wore some low-cut dress. It was like, "Pardon me, I lost my invitation. Can I come in?"
are you saying that out loud?
Sure, why
I
not?
imagine- I also imagine Aldine is pantomiming. it.
Asterion would say, it wasn't a low-cut dress. It was more or less a little bit more up top, but
Oh, the
Okay.
neck. Oh, sorry. We don't know
yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
That's
can you give us
really
just,
funny.
the
Like,
sleeves.
can-
I don't know how else to describe it. It sort of had a. It ended just below her shoulders, and just a little bit of.
He's about that collarbone. I see.
Mm.
Yeah, that call. I mean, yeah. Anyway, could you give us a description of her, like to the best of your
He
ability?
tried.
Like,
He cannot.
He
oh,
tried.
okay. So no hair color idea. Nothing.
No, he's an idiot.
Okay. So we're.
Her voice.
Well, yeah, it's good.
Elias, we agree on
see.
something.
I'm gonna
See
assume
Asterion just
then.
glaring over at you, Caldus, and says, "Excuse me, Mr. Truant. Yes. After we're done with this, can we sue him?"
For what? On what grounds, Asterion?
It's only defamation
I
if it's a
don't know.
lie.
It is a lie.
Sure. Prove me wrong.
It's only libel if it's in.
Tell me her hair color, anything. Prove him wrong then. Like, give us anything to go with. I'm
Just
assuming her
describe
hair
your
was
perfect
pinned up
woman to
then,
us. If
right?
she looked like,
Her hair-
if she looked
like,
like your perfect
I'm
woman,
assuming her
describe
hair
your
was
perfect
pinned
woman.
up since you're all about that collarbone
Hold on,
life.
hold on. I'm going to make Asterion roll a history check.
Okay.
Okay. Also,
Let's
I'm
Throw
I'm
us a
still-
bone here, DM.
I'm still listening, but,
No,
but
we're gonna,
I'm here,
we're,
so.
we're gonna get info. This is just fun.
All right, so he is going to make a history check. History. He does not have a negative multiplier to that.
Oh.
So, with a 13,
I see. Check your
he
DMS.
can't recall her face, can't recall
All right, we'll do,
her
soldier.
color. There is one thing that he did. One thing that he did notice, and it kind of rings like in his memory. Of course, her attire. He was focusing on her attire, like what was like up and down as he was scanning her. Essentially, he noticed. I noticed on her hand she had a ring of sorts.
Yeah, probably, soldier.
Trying to recall what all was on it. It had three. There was a huge gem on the top of it. There were gems that were around that central gem that formed a sort of triangle of sorts around it. It didn't have any line tracing around to all the other gems around it, but it had three other gems around it. The best that I could recall right now.
Okay, so, alright, sorry.
that
The
helps.
ring.
I just had a thought. Are there any houses or groups that are represented by green and gold as their color scheme?
Yes.
Okay, so the gems were green and what? Sorry, the ring was gold and the gems were green. Is that?
And Asterion is
Because
saying,
it kind of cut out for me a little bit. Sorry.
Her dress was green and gold and with white frills, but the ring in and of itself,
That's hilarious,
Asterion can
soldier.
only recall what the ring looked like to a degree. Is it specific coloration? Not so much.
Okay, so basically the ring itself was just a
Yes.
what, gold ring with a gem.
As he described to you, is like a gold ring with a large gem in the center, surrounded by three other smaller gems in the shape of a triangle.
Ooh, okay. The Illuminati.
Oh my gosh, Illuminati confirmed.
Crazy.
All right, so
Asterion
what are we
says
doing
that's-
here? Phineas, what do you need us
Phineas-
to do next?
So Phineas also says, well,
one other place that we could visit, or one other place we need to visit, is the scene of the crime itself. We need to see it. That's one
Correct.
thing that I've learned in previous cases. The authorities don't find everything, not even on their third or fourth search of the premises. So we need to look over it ourselves.
Makes sense.
At some point in time. Now, the warden did say that the court case begins in a week and a half. So, I mean, we have a week and a half's time in order to investigate the scene of the crime or even get these lists.
I prefer us to go faster than that.
Phineas, I know this is kind of a long shot, but could you also look into ways that we could possibly get this dropped just due to technicalities or anything as well?
Wait, due to technicalities?
What job?
Yeah, just like see if you can get the charges dismissed against Asterion just on like
Oh,
technicalities.
on a clerical mistake.
Exactly. Yeah, just see if there's anything you can do working that angle as well. And also in some realms, I don't know if this is one like it, but in some realms, the people that are actually bringing the charges against the person have to provide you with everything that they have against them. If you could also get us that as well, that would be fantastic if it works the same way here.
Is there discovery in Baldur's Gate?
Exactly.
So, I'm going to be the bearer of bad news. But
I
number
don't
one,
like that.
number one, I've already been put under a circle of truth. They know that I claim that I had no involvement whatsoever in the slaying of a duke's son and the kidnapping of a duke's daughter. But they claim to have 2 witnesses that saw me there. That saw me at the scene. 2 witnesses. 2! Not 1, 2! So any clerical error, woof, thrown out the window. They completely threw the whole fact that, and they knew it was true, the fact that I mentioned that there was a woman there. They just took it as I had a nightly fling and I drank too much.
Were these
did you?
alleged witnesses also under the circle of truth when they provided that testimony?
And Asterion says, yes, they were both under the behest of the prosecution. This Merrick fellow didn't waste a single moment. As soon as he came here, he took charge. He had everyone investigated. He had everyone put under a zone of truth. He even had each and every one of the cups, each and every one of the goblets at the Grand Hall examined for anything. And they didn't find anything in any of the drinks, as far as they were concerned, or anything in any of the bottles that were used that night.
I think we need to go do an investigation. I don't think talking to this man anymore is gonna do any help at the moment.
I'm trying to help you to the... He says he storms off over to the other side over here. He's just starting to rant
Yes,
and rave a little
insulting,
bit.
insulting your comrades. I mean, your the people that are trying to help you is always a great idea.
Well, we do it, so
You
it
see
has
him
to
put-
be.
You see him?
That was
His
kind
hands?
of just that's
He
not
turns,
all of us
turns
do
back
that.
around. He turns back around and holds his hands on the bars, and you see him just with a sigh of relief as he looks over to the rest of you. He says, I'm fine with the rest of you. And he points at Caldus. It's that idiot I'd rather not have keeping his mouth open.
How are you?
Hey,
You and me both.
We
he may be an
sympathize.
idiot, but he's our
How are your
idiot.
hands not getting shocked right now?
And for a moment, he wonders what you're saying. And hold on a second. I'm about to make
he's
a
gotta roll
Constitution
for it.
saving throw.
Yeah. Make him roll for it.
Also, just real quick, just to clarify, the 2 witnesses claim that they saw Asterion commit the crimes.
No, they just saw him there
In the room.
Yeah.
with the blood on his shirt.
Okay.
With a 15,
good roll, is
he's
it enough?
able to. With a 15, he's able to take his hands off the bars. His hands do feel a little stunned. They're shaking a little bit as he backs away from the bars. As he's like, "Oh, was he? Whew,
Yeah, not an idiot, right?
Sorry. Well, you are an idiot if you make me lose a brain cell and forget that these bloody bars are electrocuted.
Hey,
The difference
he
between
may
you
be an
and
idiot,
smashing
but
the
he's
bars and not
our
is a single
idiot.
brain cell. What's a brain cell,
Never
actually?
mind.
Wait.
Never mind. Fine. You have what you want.
What's a brain cell?
Go do lawyer stuff. Please get me out of here. This city needs me, and more importantly, Elturel needs me. Do you know that all support to Elturel's been shut off because I've been put in here?
yes, we're aware.
Is there anyone that would be interested in that happening? Anyone that would benefit from that?
Asterion pauses for a moment. Well, I mean, maybe I did
Welcome in,
have to
Brian.
coerce Duke Silvershield into signing on to provide aid to Elturel, specifically.
But
He wasn't 100% on board with it at first, but talking about the financial incentives, get back to where they need
You cut out.
You cut out.
incentives.
You cut out like real bad. I'm so sorry.
Rebuilding the city, all that it would lead to, the commerce between us. That's what I used to persuade him. All he saw was coin, and all he needed to know is there would be coin. That and also protecting the roads as well. So Duchess Portier was involved. And also figuring out how to send people over in order to ward their own walls. So Duke Spellthane was involved. So there were several people that were involved.
now that I get closer, why do you have red eyes?
It says, it's an inherited trait. It is,
Haldez, you can't just ask people why they have red eyes.
Yeah, maybe it was the flash from the camera.
So hold on a second. I'm gonna make Asterion roll. Hang on a second.
Isn't
here.
that so outside
he
of the
is?
game? Oh, right.
Could you imagine being the first person to see somebody else have red eye in a picture?
Mhm.
As
Oh
a-
man, yeah.
as a pass your charisma.
Say it again.
Does a 17 beat your charisma, Khaled?
17 beat my charisma.
Correct.
That's what he's wanting to know.
Oh, my charisma saving throw, or just my charisma?
Is he
Just your
doing it? What
charisma.
is he doing it?
My charisma is a -1, so I'm assuming.
No. What's your
No, that's
number?
that's your
Wait.
modifier.
Oh,
Yes. Is
Do I need to
charisma
roll?
is a-
You just
No, it's on
you
your
should
character
just be
sheet.
able to-
Wait, how are you doing the check?
Yeah, so,
DM?
like-
are you doing it just against his charisma score, or are you having him roll a opposing check with insight?
Let's see.
Like my charisma's 11
confused.
with a 0
Wait,
modifier.
Let's do that.
mine's
Let's
8 with
have
a negative
Liz roll
1.
an
Oof.
insight check.
yeah, same. Mine's 8 with a -1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
roll
there we
an
go.
insight.
So then, yeah,
Calvez.
so then
Roll an
17
insight
beats
check,
the
Calvez.
8.
Caldes, roll insight.
Roll insight.
Yes.
Yes.
Roll an insight check.
Wow.
If you beat this, I'm gonna.
Wow,
crap
it's the
myself.
same thing!
That's crazy.
2
So
8s.
with an 8 right there, what he just told you about it being an inherited trait from his family, you would believe it wholesale. It's rare to see, but it's an interesting sight.
How does that work exactly? And especially with him being in the truth cage. Like, is it technically like
It is an inherited
is he
trait,
born a
is it
vampire
not?
or is it like
It is
a
inherited.
okay?
Wha-
That's true. It might not be genetic, but it is an inherited trait.
It's
because I'm
inherited
assuming
from
there's a
family,
transformation.
In
Yeah.
most vampire lore, they refer to whoever turns them into a vampire as their sire.
That's true. So that could be like considered father. Okay, that technically
Potentially,
passes.
yeah.
Huh, okay. Interesting. Never seen red eyes before.
You've never seen red eyes?
Listen,
Aldine has green eyes.
listen.
I was like, wait a minute. Does Aldian have
Listen.
red eyes? No, he's green.
No, I have green eyes. Listen, Gvitas. It's fine. He was sheltered.
Apparently, they put him into the tower at Candlekeep. I guess.
Remedial classes.
Remedial.
Behind the rest of the group, you happen to see a familiar guard as he begins to make his way down the hall, looking at the rest of you, and he stands at a distance and says, so, how much longer do you think you guys have? I mean, we got to change shifts and everything, and yeah.
Hopefully not long.
I think we're done here.
I don't think we need anything else. I think we
Yeah.
have our plan of
Yeah.
going forward.
Come on, Phineas, let's go.
Getting that list.
my weapons back.
Talking with the. We'll get him at the
Head of
entrance.
security.
I missed
Talking
my
to the head of
hammer.
security, and
And
then
then,
in addition,
Reviewing
talking
the
to the
scene of the
door,
crime.
the door people, looking at the scene of the crime. I'm sure nobody's touched it in what, the 3 weeks?
Yeah,
It's been
right.
there or something.
Yes.
So how do we want to prioritize this? Get the
Super-
list first and then go from there?
So first and foremost, let me ask this: are you guys all together leaving the prison now?
Yes.
I only heard one
All
person.
together now.
Yeah, we can leave the prison.
Yeah, I think so. I
Caldas does not
definitely
want
don't
to
think
be
we
here
should split up right now.
any longer with Asterion.
Okay. You get a
That's
silent
fair.
nod from Agnar.
Excellent.
So with that being said, I'm going to take us to a different perspective here in the city of Baldur's Gate because something interesting to tell you guys.
Everything's on fire.
While you're doing that,
Again.
super quick question, because I didn't think about it until just now. Are we doing 10 days as a week or 7 days as a week?
10 days is like a week and a half.
In Forgotten Realms, 10 days is a week in normal language. It's a 10-day.
No.
It's like a 10-day week, and the months are like 3
Oh,
weeks.
no, he wasn't referring to.
So
he wasn't
He's
referring
asking
to
outside of game, like, is in the
Yes.
game is
Yes.
a week considered
Are we
7 days, or
referring
is
to
a
a week as like a
considered 10
normal
a
days?
week?
week is.
just because
Oh
it's
yeah,
easier?
okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm
A
asking.
week is considered 7 days. Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
So a week is considered 7 days, and the warden told you all that basically you have a week and 3 days before the trial begins.
Okay.
From
Okay.
him signing the document, which was today. So with that being said, and as you exit the prison, all of you, so here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I had in mind. You guys are going to have technically a week and 3 days of downtime. So you're in between two particular points in the specific arc that I've made for this part of the campaign.
Time.
I would like to fight something.
In
No,
this
we
week,
need
so
to
yes.
investigate.
In regards to that, so you have a week and 3 days to get the lists and to get the scene of the crime.
And question the head of security and the door guards.
Correct.
You know,
Okay.
Aldian, after we
Hmm.
get all that information, we can show everyone that fun little bar we found.
And start a fight?
And
I call
you
back
can
cop.
you could do that actually. Yeah, you can do that.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go investigate.
All right, hang on.
I
hang
love
on.
investigating.
So I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna give you guys.
It like hard cuts to like Aldian like waterboarding someone, like pouring water on it. It's like, I love investigating. Whatever
Oh,
told
yeah,
me
that's
investigating was so much fun.
Hold on. Jeez. Okay, hang on. So
I've got a bandit like in my claw, like punching him in the face, like
Yeah.
like Batman style. Where are the other drugs going? That's not what we're asking.
right.
Who
Everybody
set
heard me call
Asterion up?
bad cop, right?
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay.
Anyone heard what?
That Kitty's gonna play bad cop.
Yeah,
Oh.
so I called dibs on bad cop.
Kitty
Choices
is
for
bad
downtime,
cop. It's gonna
guys.
be really funny. It's
Yeah,
gonna be like
choices
Tango and
for
Cash. It's
downtime.
bad cop and worse cop.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm like, I will whisk your eyeballs out, and then he'll come in with something even worse.
All right, what were you saying, Crimson?
He's just
He's
typing
putting in the choices for a
downtime.
downtime.
Oh, okay.
Yes, choices for downtime. Here we go. Because you guys have, you could do several things. I'm going to list them out right here. So, number 1, investigate the scene of the crime, collect papers, and interrogate at the. There we go. So there's number 1 right there. Number 2, you can follow up with Kargan Steel Shaper, as was found out in the body as the buddy cop team up with Aldian and Gavitas. Kargan Steel Shaper has invited you to take on a quest, but this quest would
Yeah, it
take you
wasn't a
outside of Baldur's Gate.
Oh yes, please. Sorry.
We've had enough of this town.
Yeah.
I've seen enough of this town to know that you're not going to get any good information here. Gotta put your ear to the ground and head outside.
Yes, so Kargan Steel Shaper to go on a quest to find Forge of Durgeddon the Black. So, note, that option would almost take the full amount of time to get to and from that quest.
I mean, how important is Asterion anyway?
I
That,
totally
and you
forgot
also
about that
leave-
bit. I totally forgot
You would
about the
also-
dwarf bit.
Yeah.
You would also leave Phineas and Miyaka by themselves, but tell you what, I'll need each of you to roll an intelligence check. You must surpass a DC of 15.
Man, we're not an intelligence party. The only person who has an intelligence class here
Aw.
is Valdez. Is it just straight intelligence?
Mine was not.
Yes.
Mine's not terrible. I
Yeah,
just
that's
have
what- that's what-
really
Oh,
bad
no.
luck rolling it.
Dude, I'm
So,
thinking
funny
Arby's.
enough-
Like, that's all I'm thinking.
Funny enough. Yeah, so Gavita says he's trying to think this out. He sees a fly right past him.
Nice.
I actually
Classic.
did an intelligence save.
There flies down here?
And it's
It's the-
similar.
it's like
it
a
relies
maximum
off the
security
same.
prison? They
It
got
relies
fly.
off the same modifiers, so I mean it gets. So, with Aldian and Caldez,
Intelligence
as you guys are debating amongst one another, you would remember
Intelligence
the group of.
is, interestingly enough, my intelligence is 16 though. So why is my
Huh.
save plus 2 more?
Because
that's
it's
like
tagged.
a base stat.
Because you're a wizard, so you have your proficiency bonus added onto intelligence saving
Oh
throws.
yeah.
Well, then
So-
I don't know that I did this correctly.
Should
It's
I
fine.
then
Elias
roll
and I-
There we
intelligence?
go.
Elias and I
Yeah,
passed
it's
it.
fine. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have a plus
there we go.
3.
Oh, well, there we go.
So immediately.
Brain blast! Let's go,
Immediately,
Valdez.
Caldez would clear his throat as you guys are talking with one another because you potentially leave Phineas and Miyaka defenseless. He would recall the group of paladins that you guys came across in the Smiling Boar Inn that were part of Gavitas' order. If you guys were to leave the city, you could potentially ask the paladins to guard Phineas and Miyaka.
Mm.
We could.
yeah, they
we
do
could.
that.
We could. So those are
Yeah,
our
so
only
that
2
is-
options?
No, hang on.
He's got a third
number
option.
Also,
three.
I don't
A
remember
secret
what
third
happened with
option.
Kargan Steel Shaper, so
You weren't
I
here
must
for
have
that.
some-
You weren't here for that. That was during the Aldian and me are the only ones who showed up.
Yeah, that
on
was while I was in North Carolina with
That
bad
was,
internet
yeah.
access.
That was
Learn new skills.
yeah.
Well,
I
I, would
think-
love to do
Like,
that, but
like intense interrogation?
Like, can I get one more to my charisma score, please? I would like
no,
one more.
skills,
to my
not
charisma score.
not attributes.
If I
Take on
could-
small jobs for coin. We
if
don't really
I could
need
take-
coin. We're not
I
hard.
was gonna say we don't need coin. We definitely don't need small job coin.
Oh, what would
I'm also
the
gonna say is,
visiting
man, we can
Sinatra
learn a
skill
new
do?
skill. That's big.
So I mean, you could technically tie in number 5 right there with number 1. I mean, you could potentially go to Xanathar to get information if you wanted to.
He's the bar, right?
Yes, that's the bar that you and
That's the
Aldian
bar.
visited.
Yeah, but we don't
The Howl's
have
Moving
really
Castle.
any information that we can ask him. It's not like we can be like, "Hey, we're looking for a woman." We can't describe
Yes, he
anything
might know
about her.
that. No, he actually might know that.
Well, yeah,
Being
and
an
we do have a
information
description
broker
of the
because-
ring and her
privy.
colors.
This is
possibly,
a
like her house
conspiracy.
colors.
We're dealing
Yeah.
with. We're in the midst of discovering a conspiracy. Xanathar might indeed have information on who would you do this, who would have the means to do it, who would have the ability.
He is
like
a
to
third
Wouldn't hurt
infiltrate.
to ask.
He's a third party,
He's a third
in
party.
a seedy area of town sometimes.
Yeah, we just gotta find the door.
Well, we know a guy. Aldian,
We
we,
know-
happen to know a guy. who
You're
knows where
right,
the
we
doors
do
are.
know a guy.
We just
Well,
gotta go
I'm gonna
talk
say-
to our boy Zazzy.
Is he because I was not there. Is this guy trustworthy? Because maybe
No,
we don't
most
want it
certainly
getting
not.
around the. Well, no. So, what I'm, so
It's-
like, because it could be a bad thing if it gets around that we're even asking questions about this.
No, I mean,
so
trustworthy that we can go and ask
So-
for information.
well, that's
Yeah,
that's what I was getting
it's
at. If you let me finish.
Yeah. Do you have more to say? Was that finished?
No,
So-
I mean, like I was saying, because Icy didn't let me finish what I was saying. I said, "Is he trustworthy enough?" And he was like, "No, he's not." And I didn't actually get to ask what I needed him to be trustworthy about. So, like,
What-
he wouldn't spread it around that we're asking questions about, like, Astarion and stuff, right?
If somebody else
No.
had money to ask directly
Ac-
if we were asking questions.
Actually-
Interesting.
Aldian, I'll say no. Not even that,
Mhm.
because basically client confidentiality is his entire business.
Oh,
if
that's true.
People,
Discretion, yeah.
if people knew
Bingo.
that they might
Well,
go
yeah.
in there and pay for something, and then somebody else immediately walks in after them and just pays them more money to tell them.
Yeah, but I
he
mean,
would
if it-
not
if-
keep business.
And
If discretion is his thing, then
And-
he's not going to reveal to us what he knows.
well, that's
Maybe,
only
maybe
if
not.
that
It wouldn't
person
hurt to
paid
ask.
him. That's only if
Yeah.
that person worked with him.
Like it couldn't hurt to ask, and as long as we make it to him before anybody else,
Fair,
then
fair,
he
fair.
would
There,
owe
we
us
pay
the
the-
allegiance.
We get there, we pay the coin. He tells us he can't tell us. It's fine.
Yeah.
All
Couldn't
right,
hurt to
well
ask.
then we need to go back to Crimson
so you
Keep
could
so that we can go
potentially
get
do
the
that
gold to
if you
do
guys wanted to. And again, you have a week and
didn't go
3
through.
days, so you could potentially learn new skills. And what I mean by that is, since in the very first campaign that I played in, a full year of downtime, which my guy was able to learn how to use a bow. My paladin was able to learn how to use a bow. So you
What?
could start learning a new language. You could learn how to use a
crap.
different weapon type, or start to learn how to use a different weapon type. You could, those are the kinds of new skills that you could learn. You could even learn how to pick up an instrument and play it
Also,
in that time,
I
or
I
begin.
can't figure out why the heck do I